Good morning to everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the definition of Thevenin's theorem and a numerical related to the DC excitation. Okay. When coming to the statement of your Thevenin's theorem, the current in any load impedance. Okay. Here impedance represents for AC circuits. When you go for the DC circuits, most of the circuits are resistive circuits. So you may consider it as resistive. There is no issue. So commonly we are giving this definition. So the current in any load impedance connected to two terminals of linear active network. So please, this linear active network is nothing but the network. Okay, the network which obeys the Ohm's law, we call it as linear, and which is having an active elements as a source. Okay, active elements as source, we call it as an active. Linear active network is the same as if this load impedance was connected to an equivalent consisting of a constant voltage source. So this is my network. Okay, this is my linear active network. Forget about what are the elements are inside this network. So you may have the voltage source or current source which is connected to a set of resistors. A sort of complex network will be there under this active linear network. In few textbooks, this active linear network is also mentioned as a black box because we are not bothered about what are the elements inside this active linear network for a time being. Our interest is only what will be the current. Okay, what will be the current flowing through this load impedance. Whatever the current flowing through this load impedance. This is the given question. So if you want to find out this, you can follow different methods. You may go with mesh analysis or nodal analysis or whatever the theorems we previously discussed, whether it you go with a different set of theorems. But as per the Thevenin's theorem, whatever the circuit, okay, whatever the rest of the circuit, it is replaced with, instead of considering it as a complete active linear network, we are replacing this voltage with an open circuit voltage, VOC, or we mention it as Thevenin's equivalent voltage. Thevenin's equivalent voltage. So the same as the load impedance was connected to an equivalent consisting of a constant voltage source. So what is this constant voltage source? It is nothing but whose voltage is equal to the open circuit voltage at the two terminals. At these two terminals, whatever the open circuit voltage, that voltage is we are going to connect. At the same time, whose internal impedance is impedance of the network looking back into the terminals with all sources within the active linear network replaced by a impedance equal to their internal impedance. So when I am looking into the network, what will be the total impedance? What will be the total impedance that will be connected? So instead of having 10 resistors, for example, if you are having 10 resistors in this active linear network, I am not considering all the 10 resistors. I am just replacing those 10 resistors. I mean, reducing the resistance. Finding the equivalent resistance or impedance, and we are find that version as Thevenin's equivalent impedance or resistance. So those, whatever the voltage source, open circuit voltage and Thevenin's equivalent impedance are connected in series across to the two terminals of your load resistance or load impedance. So whatever this entire active linear network is there, it is reduced into two parts, only VOC and ZTH. That element is connected across your load impedance. Okay, I am not disturbing this load impedance. Okay, I'm not disturbing this load impedance. As it is, these terminals are connected, but instead of considering this complex network, I am reduced it to the two parts, that is VOC and ZTH. Then it will forms in a single closed loop. So if I am interested to find out what will be the load current here, I have voltage source, I have impedances. So IL equal to VOC divided by ZTH plus ZL. That's it. So now please remember only 2 points. To find out this Thevenin's equivalent, Thevenin's equivalent voltage or Thevenin's equivalent impedance, or what will be the current flowing through your load network by using Thevenin's theorem, you have to do two things. First one, you have to find out what will be the open circuit voltage. Okay, what will be the open circuit voltage? And the second one, you have to calculate what will be the impedance. Okay, what will be the equivalent impedance of your circuit, So finding the equivalent impedance, nothing but whatever the sources we are having, we are reduced to zero, we are reducing to zero. So it is better to understand when we go through a numerical. So already in previous session I just provided one numerical related to AC excitation. So please understand this. AC excitation is complex because when you deals with that phasor and magnitudes, at that time it is somewhat complex, and the way of solving is also somewhat little bit complex. But the problem solving using your DC excitations is very very simple. It is sort of numericals with simple. We are not considering that much of complex networks, we are considering very simple. Okay, so now we are interested to find out what will be the Thevenin's equivalent voltage and impedance, and what will be the current flowing through your load resistor using your Thevenin's theorem. Okay, here this is the circuit they provided. Okay, this is the circuit. They ask you to find out what will be the current flowing through the 1 kilo ohm resistor. Okay, this is our load resistance. So please keep it this one aside. So this is our rest of active linear network. So the first step is we need to find out what will be the VOC. So if you observe here I am having two sources. First source is voltage source, and second source is current source. We know that if you are having one or two more sources to find out the voltage across your terminals, you can you apply your superposition theorem. There is no issue. We can apply different theorems in a theorem. Okay, so because of the 4 voltage source, when I consider 4 volts alone, what about your 2 amperes? It will be open circuit. So whatever the 4 volts is there, okay, the same voltage will be appears across your terminals, because no current is flowing through this one. This is an open circuit. Please remember that the same phenomena is also applied here. So this, since it is an open circuit, no current is flowing through the circuit. So this will be an reductant elements. So whatever the voltage drop appears, whatever the voltage source appears here, the same voltage will be appears across this parallel branch also. So VTH will be 4 volts in your consideration for case 1 consideration. Similar case, if I go with 2 milliamperes, at that time your voltage source will be a short circuit. Then now this 3 kilo ohms only the reductant element, since it is an open circuit. This is only the reductant element. Now this is the current and this is the resistance. So when you are having current and resistor, then there will be a voltage drop. So what will be the voltage drop across this resistor? So 2 milliamperes into 2 kilo ohms. So then it will be 4 volts. So in this branch there will be 4 volts drop. So this branch, when I consider this branch, and this one as parallel elements, this is a reductant element, don't forget that this is a reductant element, then whatever the voltage drop across this resistor will be the appears across your terminals. So this will be the 4 volts. So for one source it is 4 volts and another source also you are having the 4 volts drop. So the total, by applying your superposition theorem, we can say that it will be equals to the 8 volts. So your VTH value appears as 8 volts. Appears as 8 volts. Okay. So now the second part of our question is, what will be the total impedance or total resistance? So when I reduce total circuits, so I am reducing this, okay, I'll just draw the circuit here itself. I am reducing the voltage source to 0, so it is short circuit, and so this is the resistor and this is the one more resistor, and what will be the current source is, it is open circuit. This is 2 kilo ohms, this is 3 kilo ohms, this is your ZTH. So when I consider this or ZTH or RTH, there is no issue. So these two are in series, then it will be 5 kilo ohms will be appears across this terminals. So your RTH will be equals to 5 kilo ohms. Now we are interested to find out what will be the load current through your Thevenin's theorem. So your VTH is 8 volts, your Z impedance is 5 kilo ohms. So, and I'm just connecting your load resistance for these two terminals. It is 1 kilo ohm. So totally the load current equals to VOC divided by ZTH plus RL. So 4 divided by 3, 4 by 3 milliamperes. This is the problem. The same way they may ask in different questions also based upon, but the procedure is same. Here they ask you to what will be the current and voltage in the resistor R3 in the network. That means they mention indirectly this R3 is nothing but your load resistance. Previously in the load resistance they ask you only current. Now they ask you your voltage also. So try to calculate the same way, but they given only condition using your Thevenin's theorem. So whatever the procedure will follow. So now here also we are having two different sources, but please remember the load branch is at T branch, okay, middle of the element. So instead of considering 4 volts alone, 10 volts alone, we can find out simply a mesh equation, and then you can easily calculate. So to calculate your Thevenin's voltage, I just consider the circuit and removing your load resistance. Across these terminals, across your load terminals only, we have our Thevenin's voltage or VOC. Don't forget that. Okay, so for VOC is always appears across the end of the circuit. It is not right. Okay, it is not right. Wherever you are having the load resistance, the load resistance may be at the starting or middle or end of your circuits. Across those terminals we are going to find out VOC and ZTH. Don't forget that point. Okay, so to calculate your Thevenin's voltage, so I am considering the circuit by removing your load resistance. Across this VOC will be appears. Now I am considering the loop. Okay, I am considering the loop to find out what will be the current flowing through your circuit. First to find out your voltage drops. Okay, so here I am just considering the direction in such a way that it will touches the negative of the second source. So negative of the second source, minus 10 plus 2i1. Okay, drop in this 2i1 plus 2i1 plus 4. When I solve this, the I1 current is 1.5 amperes. Now please observe this VOC, okay, this VOC is nothing but, this VOC is nothing but the voltage combination. That means voltage drop of, for example, this will be, I am considering it as V2 ohm. Okay, this VOC is nothing but either V1 plus V2 ohm or V2 plus V2 ohm, either way, because these two will be appears as parallel branches, these two will be appears as parallel branches. Now what will be the voltage drop? I have the current here, if I found out what will be the voltage drop in either 2 ohms resistors, I can find out directly what will be the VOC. I think you may understand this. VOC is nothing but whatever the voltage appears across your terminals, So for this will be as a drop. If it is in source, I am considering it as positive, but it is a drop. That means in the 4 volts, certain voltage is dropped, across this resistor, that rest of the value will be appears across your VOC. Okay, the rest of the element will be appears across your VOC. Okay, so 10 minus I1 into R2. So here 10 minus 1.5 into 2, that is around 7 volts drop is appears in your VOC. 7 volts will be your VOC. Okay, 7 volts in your VOC. At the same way, if I want to find out what will be the RTH, that means Thevenin's equivalent resistance, and just open the circuit and the rest of the voltage sources are reduced to 0, then these two ohms are appears like in parallel branches, that means okay, appears like a parallel branches. This is 2 ohms, 3 ohms. So the parallel combination of two equal values is nothing but the half of the value, that is 1 ohm. So I know VOC value and RTH, then I calculate what will be the current. If I know the current, if I multiply it with the resistor, okay, I can find out what will be the voltage drop. The same thing is performed here. Maybe you have the doubt regarding this VOC itself. We just find out this value, nothing but VOC is nothing but the voltage drop. Okay, the voltage drop in your parallel branches, because this VOC and these two combinations are looking like a parallel circuits. So parallel circuits, if I am observing, this is the one leg combination, this is the one leg. But why you not choose this 4 volts, why you go with 10 volts alone? You may ask that question. Please, I just want to clarify once again. You may ask that why you not go with 4 volts, or why you go with only 10 volts. Please say one point. Which current you may know? You calculated here 1.5 is value of the current in this resistor or in this resistor. As per calculations, you calculated in this resistor. Since you have no load resistance here, whatever the current coming here at this node, it will divided through this terminal and through this branch. Okay, across these two terminals, through these two branches, the current is going to divide. Then the current flowing through this 2 ohms resistor is different. It will not be 2 ohms. It will not be 1.5 amperes. It is somewhat different current. Okay, that's why I'm choosing 10 volts alone here. I'm choosing only this branch. And if you find out the current through this branch, then you can go with here. There is no issue. But either way you can choose. But you have to first find out what will be the current flown through this 2 ohms resistor. But I don't know that value. Since I know this value itself, then I go with this value. Okay. So hope you may understand what is the definition of your Thevenin's theorem and how to solve a problem for in DC excitation. For DC excitation we discussed this. Thank you.